a very interesting topic, which is how to install um, Linux CentOS 7 guest additions on Oracle VirtualBox. Um, Welcome to the Bashcom Tech and Oracle Masterclass. The first question we have to ask is what are virtual box guest additions? Now, they are software drivers that allow what seamless integration between the host system and what the guest system. Here we're integrating our host system, which is this, and the Oracle Linux CentOS platform, which is this. So let's click on start. It will take a little bit of time. So here we are starting the CentOS 7, which are the CentOS 7 Linux, which we just installed. So the Linux platform is what is starting up. Click on enter. So what we want to do is this: we want to ensure that we can be able to share files effectively between the Windows 11 operating system, which is the host platform, and the CentOS 7 Linux, which is the form of Red Hat. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to click on it's coming up. So let's just hold on for a second. It will take long. Just hold on for a second. Let me close this. Yeah. So user is bash. So let's log into our password. Your password should be should be very, very security oriented. And saying that it may have a capital letter, a small letter, a special character. So it's coming up. So hold on, just take a few seconds. So okay. So this is the environment of the CentOS 7 Linux operating system. Now what we want is this. We want to ensure that we can be able to share files between this Linux environment and the host system. So the first thing I'm going to do, number one, is I'll go to the VirtualBox right there. So before I do that, I think the first thing I need to do is let's shut down the CentOS 7 operating system Linux system. So I click close and click on OK. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Now the next thing we're going to do, we have to make some changes, set some parameters. So next is click on settings. After clicking on settings, go to advanced. Now we have an option for shared clipboard. So what you will do is disabled. So you have to click here, click on bi-directional this, and also for the drag and drop click on by directional. This is the first important setting that you should do. It's very, very, very important to allow effective interchange or exchange of files between the host and the virtual. Yeah, the next thing we are going to do, we'll now go to system. From system, we now go to the boot order. We now under floppy, we have floppy, we have optical, we have this. So we're going to disable this floppy, don't need it. Then also the pointing device. The pointing device should be USB tablet. Before it was under PCI 2. So we have to change it back to USB tablet. I think this is very, very important. I think we are through with this part. Yeah, so the next thing you will do, now go to the network. From the network, change from NAT to bridge network. Okay, the next one, click OK. So next option is go to view. From view, ensure that you authorize guest additions right there. Yeah. Now go to device. From device, click on insert get additions. So click on yes and 1, and this box comes up. Click on 1. Yeah, so there will be an authentication box. Then click on back the password. You can authenticate. It takes a little bit, some minutes. Okay, press enter to close the virtual box. Then restart the virtual box by go to start. Click on the button, click on the restart button. Hold on for a second. Allow the CENTOS7 to come up. This will take some few minutes. So just hold on a little bit, to take some few moments. Now what you do, we're going to log in again. Okay, so let's log in again to the Linux platform. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, now go to the virtual box and right click and click on eject. Okay. So the next step we are going to do is we are going to create a shared folder. So go to desktop, go to the C drive. Yes, and it's better to create the shared folder in the C drive where your data will be saved. So create a folder, a new folder called shared folder. Okay, that's one. Then the folder has to be shared, so you can right click, go to properties, go to share, then so you click on share. So then you now click on what share to everyone. So I'll ensure that the file is shared. So then click on what share. The question comes that you want to what turn on what network sharing. Click on yes. So click on the folder. Click on done. Fine. The next thing that now go to your virtual box and ensure that it's powered off. So come here and close the virtual box, then what turn off. Yeah. The next step, you now go back to the virtual box and right click, go to settings, then go to shared folder. Yeah. Then click on the plus sign. Then locate the part of the shared folder. So I'll now go back to my C drive. Let's share. So this is the part. So select what folder. Understand. The next thing you have to click on auto mount. Yes, and click on OK. Okay. So at this stage now, the file is shared. So when you want to install Oracle, you can put the Oracle software in the shared folder, and it will interface with that of the CentOS Linux platform. So the next thing we are going to do, so we'll continue with the topic on how to install GuestOS. Now the next step is to, we've created the shared folder. So the next thing we'll do is to start the CentOS Linux. So let's power it on, click on start. So this will take a minute. So we'll continue when it's up. Okay, it's coming up. So let's log in again. So we see that the share folder has been created. Can you see? So the shared folder that that was on the C drive. This shared folder, yes, this shared folder on the C drive, yes, is now the shared folder that we have here. So let's create a document. Let's call it test. Let's create a test file. Say test file. So that's it, test file. That's on the whole system. So let's double click on the shared folder on the CentOS. So it's giving us this issue message. This location could not be displayed. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to do, and we're going to add the user. Yes, and this user to the shared folder go. So you right click, you open your terminal. Yes, and so first you have to, which user am I? So type who am I to know this user. Then type the script. I think that's yes. So the hard user Vbox SF. So this is the script. Okay, so you have received was the visual lecture from. So then you now put it's asking for the sudo password. Sudo access is quite for which user. So we just want to create the user to be part of the group that can access the shared folder. So I'll put this folder. So it said bash user. Yes, so it said bash is not in the sudo this is not a sudo. This incident will be reported. So next thing, you can also do this under the root user. So type su. So user. We are logging as a user then. Let's now have the user. Okay. So who am I again? What the root user? So let's have the command. Let's see what the result will be like. Hold on. So when we have this error that the user bash is not a sudo. So what this means that a particular user does not have the sudo access, and that's why you cannot view the shared folder. That's why you can't view the shared folder. That's why we keep having this error. Yes, sir. Keep having this error. So how do we resolve it? Keep having this error. understand? You don't have access to it. So the first thing you do is so normally this is the code that you should use to add the particular user to the sudo house file. But since my user access, which is batch, does not have this permission, so you have to log into the root user and to add this. So what the first thing I will do was migrate to root user by typing sudo dash. So you put what your password. I'll try it again. SU for the password. So we are now under what the root user. The next thing that you now do, you now have to what view this particular file. I think I wrote the script here. Yes, and yeah, sudo vs-etc sudo. So the first thing you do, you type what you have to view this file. So sudo. First, you can do a cat to view cat slash etc slash sudo. So if you check, this cat is the command that you can use to view all the the content of a particular file. So you can see that what user bash is not there. So what you would do is to add the particular user. So you go to what type bhi, then slash what etc slash what sudo present. So this is the file. You see, press I. You understand? So you now go and look for what the particular file. So yeah. So this is the root user. So you had what? Yes, I'm gonna have user bash here. Equals open bracket all. So group will to run all what commands. You can also add so you can also add okay, I think this should be okay. But for CentOS you have to be part of the root user. But if you check here, say it allows groups in this what allows people in this group to run all commands. So I think I can add bash here also, part of this group. So you can now save this command by pressing escape. So you can also view, you can review this also to check whether the particular user have been added. So if you scroll down, so you see what Bashcom has been added under the what which user. So I think we are okay. So you can escape. That's okay. So the next thing that we can now do, we can now run this command. Yeah, so let's run this command to add ourselves to a particular user. Add user to the Vbox SF group, which allows you to have permission to view the shared folder. So let's go back here. Let's exit. Okay. So this, you can see it's asking for the password. Okay, so it's not giving us the error. It's not giving us the error that I don't have a sudo access. So you can see. So for knowledge sake, I can just copy this and store it somewhere. So let's go back to our Linux terminal. So let's close everything and boot. And let's reboot the CENTOS7 interface, and let's see whether we'll have access. So let's go back to our virtual box and let's restart. So it will take some minutes before it restarts. So let's log in again. So we are logged in back. So let's check whether the user has been granted access. So let's double click and let's see. So it's still showing us the same error. The location could not be displayed. Okay. So that's all done. So the next thing we'll do, let's check which user platform we're in. So you see, who am I? Next, now let's check the version of Linux. Type this command cat/etc/header/release. We're using Linux 7.4. And now let's migrate to root user. Let's see. Gosh. So they put the password for the root user. So we're logging at the root user here. So let's add a new user. So we say so the new user has been added. Now let's set the password for the new user. So we're going to put the password for a new user. Okay. So the new user account has been created and the password has been created, but though it's saying that the password is short, we're still going to make use of it like that. Always the password that you can remember. Okay. Now let's give the user sudo privileges. So what we're going to do is that we're going to type behind sudo. Yeah, so this is the sudo file. So now we're going to do a search. So the search. So we're going to do a search. So we say what / all equals to then press enter. So this is the search. Can you see? So it has gotten us to where we have the whole. Yeah, so this is the this is where we have. So this is where we have the all file. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to now edit. So we're going to put, I've added bash already, so I'm going to add the new user also bash2. Okay. So we'll now save it. So press what? Escape. Sorry. Escape. Escape. You have to say properly. So okay. Escape. Yeah, so we have now saved what we have now saved the changes that we have made. We have added the new user bash and bash2 to the sudo was file. So that's how to add it. After getting the user privileges and all the access, so when you click on this file, you see that the file is shared. So today we've talked a lot. We've talked about how to grant user privileges, how to create user, how to change password, how to give a user admin access to the use platform. So want to say well done for those that have taken their time to go through this lecture. Linux and Red Hat is very, very, very interesting. I've also talked about how you can check the version, how you can create a user, how to change the password. So stay tuned for our next class where we'll talk about how to install Oracle. Thank you very, very much. You're all welcome to the Bashcom Tech Oracle class. See you guys later. Bye.